Hi guys, I'm showing you how to cook a sirloin steak. I've been to church and I'm hungry. And you know I'm eating carnivore, so a carnivore eater gotta eat some meat, right? So stick with me here. It's gonna take me a minute to get everything ready for you. You need a skillet, number one. 2 sirloin steaks. If you're cooking for 3 or 4, you need 4 sirloin steaks. But I only need 2. So let me get the steaks ready. They've been sitting here all day, so they're ready to cook. Okay. You're going to turn on your stove. Number one, you need a stove running, right? Number two, you're going to need something like measuring spoons to measure your ingredients out. We're going to start with, we're going to get some butter. We need some butter. You need 2 tablespoons. So that's going to be, let me see here. 1, 2. We need this much butter, 2 tablespoons. Adding that into the skillet. 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt down right in the skillet. Add in your meat. I'm doing 2 sirloin steaks. Here's one. Get the other one open here. Steaks I bought at Amazon the other day. Give it a rinse. Here's the second steak, sirloin. Okay? Let me put the packages in the trash here. So they're cooking in the butter, medium heat. Minutes, both sides. 5 minutes, both sides. Our next ingredient is going to be salt and pepper. We're going to use a ½ teaspoon of pepper. And I don't know because I got a grinder, so I don't know exactly what that looks like. But we're going to be grinding up the pepper here. And after it sautés on one side, we're going to flip it and do the other side. Next, we're going to be using a teaspoon of salt. I got the iodized salt because I'm looking for iodine in my cooking. I'm looking for iodine. But I'm going to get some kosher salt whenever I get a chance to shop. We're going to do a teaspoon of salt on both of the steaks. If you don't have fresh garlic, use your garlic and pepper seasoning. This is garlic and pepper seasoning. I don't have fresh garlic. I'm going to do a teaspoon of garlic pepper seasoning. If I can get it to come out. Teaspoon of garlic pepper seasoning. I'm going to use rosemary and thyme. Let's see if I have a rosemary or a thyme seasoning. I don't have that. So I'm going to use Bragg's 24 herbals. I'm sure rosemary and thyme is in here. So we're going to just sprinkle some of this herbalist on it. Okay? What you want to do is sear it on both sides and season it on both sides. Okay? Sear it in butter. which is what we're doing. Add the same amount of seasoning you added on the first side. Okay? I'm just going to sprinkle. I'm not going to be trying to measure so much. Just a little bit this time. Rosemary and thyme, or any kind of herbal seasoning that has rosemary and thyme inside of it. Using your garlic or either fresh garlic, black pepper, salt, and you're going to cook it in butter. So we're going to let that sear. We're going to let it sear for about 5 minutes in butter. Okay? It's going to make it very juicy. Seasoned on both sides. Gotta get some food in us, right? I give you the ingredients below. It's going to be pepper, salt, garlic, rosemary, thyme, or either an herbal seasoning, garlic, pepper, salt, and pepper, and butter. Easy seasonings. Easy. Easy seasonings. Okay? And 2 tablespoons of butter in the skillet. Now, I have some white beans in the crock pot, which I'm going to be adding to the dish for my son to have. These have been cooking here ever since I went to church, and they are still cooking. They are done. I sprouted them out. I let them soak for over 15 hours yesterday. When you soak the beans, they're better on your tummy because they'll have less gas. See, this is almost like a bean soup because it's been cooking for so long. It's almost turned into like a white bean soup. And that's how you want your beans. You want your beans to be really soft and tender, really almost like super soupy like. So these are completely ready. Okay. Turn them down to just warm. Keep them warm until the meat is done. Yeah, I've been cooking. I soaked them all yesterday. You know, to keep beans gentle on your stomach, you have to soak them 12 hours. You know, when you see the sprouts coming out of the beans are ready to cook. It's much more gentler on your tummy if you soak beans. They won't give you gas. But if you don't soak them, you're going to have loads and tons of gas on your belly. You have to soak the beans. So after this have seared, we're going to add it to the cooker. And we're going to cook it on high for about 20 minutes at 370. And then it'll be done. We're going to do at least 20 minutes at 370. But I want to clean this out. I haven't cleaned it lately. So you sit here while I clean out the air fryer. You only sear this for 5 minutes. Just enough to lock in the butter and the seasonings inside of it. Just 5 minutes. And then you cook it on high in the oven for about 20 or 30 minutes. As high as you can get it, then it's done. But I don't have, my oven is out, so I'm going to use the slow cooker here to cook this on high. And then we're going to serve it with a bed of beans on the plate. Or I'm just going to eat the meat, of course, and a couple slices of butter with it. But I'll serve it with beans for my son. He'll be eating those beans this week until they're all gone. I may taste them, but I'm supposed to just be eating meat, you know, no beans or nothing like that. But I may taste them, I don't know. You got to get just a little bit clean up the cooking in this part of it. Dirty. Guys, I enjoyed church today. The sermon was about waiting on God, how we must wait, because when you don't wait, and you go ahead and you do things in your own effort, most of the time that turns out to be bad for you. You know, that's what happened in the Bible a lot of times with the children of Israel. That's what happened with Adam and Eve. You know, all things is for you to go to God in prayer before you step out and do things in life, whatever they are. Because if you don't, then you make false choices and bad decisions. Wait, I say, on the Lord. That's what he said. And you shall renew your strength. The Lord shall have you mounted up with wings of an eagle. You shall be strong and the patience. And then he not only preached on waiting, he said, while you're waiting, there are things you're supposed to be doing. While you're waiting, you should be a prayer. But I'm going to give you some topics. And we're going to continue to read about Joshua and why it took the children of Israel 40 years instead of them taking a couple of weeks, like 30 days. Why did it take them 40 years to get out of the wilderness? For one, they were disobedient because they didn't wait on the Lord to give them direction. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But we're going to continue to read starting tomorrow. I think we're on Joshua 10 or something like that, reading about how they had to conquer all of the various kings. You know, before they came into what they had to go through various battles to get there. But everything that they went through, the Lord was right with them all the time. And he would go before them. Just like he told Moses, he said, I am going to go before you make a move. I am going to be right there before you. So he was guiding the way all the time. And same thing with the children of Israel. He was guiding the way for them to go. You don't know the way. I mean, people want to make bad decisions because a bad decision is when you didn't go to God in prayer before that decision was made. Whatever that decision is, it always must be prayed about before you make a move. Because what your move might be, it might not be in the will of God. And if it's not, it could take you years. It might even take your whole lifetime before you realize you made a mistake. But when you realize, this is a mistake I made. This is not what I was supposed to be doing, or this is not the way I was supposed to go, then you can make an effort to change and turn it around, but look at all the time lost because of that mistake you made. When you thought you was doing right, but you really was doing things in your own will. You was doing it your way and not God's way. And so this is what, he was saying, look at Sarah, how Sarah wanted a child, and she had made her own decision that how she wanted to do it with another woman doing it, I'm going to let another woman carry a child for us because I'm not doing it. She was impatient, So you can't be impatient in life when you're trying to make moves. Now this is perfectly seared. Blood running out, everything. Look at that. That steak ready to cook. It's perfectly seared. When you see it seared like that, in the juices and the seasonings locked in, you throw it in that oven and let it finish cooking. Cook it on high, and you're going to get you something good out. So my next move with these two ribeyes is to put them in my cooker right here, which is my oven. 20 minutes at 380 degrees, or 375, in the cooker. You see that? That perfectly seasoned and buttered. So let's stick it in here and get it going. I'm gonna unplug the crock pot because I don't want the lights to go out. Too much plugged in. All right, so the next thing with this beautiful little steak, see that? Perfectly seared, all seasoned and buttered up. 370, matter of fact, 380. $20 minutes. Now in 20 minutes, this is going to be the best steak. I'm going to put me in some butter on the side and eat it with butter. Yum, because I'm hungry. That's my dinner right there. And I'm going to have me a little side cup of coffee. For some reason, I want coffee. I don't know why. And I'm going to have that. Yum. And then I'm going to make him a plate with the beans on there with it so he can eat the meat and the beans, But, guys, I'm going to show you this in a few minutes. But we're going to be reading Joshua again. I was going to read it today, but it'll be in the morning time. I'll be reading Joshua to you early in the morning. Not right now, but early in the morning. I'll be on here reading Joshua. This week, we're doing some more fasting. I'm doing 16 hours tonight when I go to bed. 16 hours is when you go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then when you sleep 7 or 8 hours, the next day, you don't eat when you first wake up. You can have your coffee, but you can't eat. When you wake up, you make your coffee, read your Bible, do your prayer and all of that. And you wait until lunchtime, around 12 or 1 o'clock, you've added an additional 8 hours, and that's considered 16 hours. So I'm 16-hour fasting tonight, overnight, and all the way up until lunchtime tomorrow. So I won't eat my first meal until about 1 o'clock tomorrow. So let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Yeah, I'll probably be eating about 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow, be my first meal. So 16-hour fasting. Then I'm going to skip Tuesday. Well, tomorrow is Monday. I'm going to skip Tuesday. Wednesday is a 24-hour fast, but with 16 hours tonight. Okay, so enjoy your meal. I'm going to come back and show you how the steak turned out. Give it about 20 minutes. Thanks for joining me.